Good morning and welcome to another Pleasure Beach Experience vlog. Today we're heading to Europa Park. So we're doing a travel vlog all the way from from Manchester. We've left Manchester about half an hour ago. It's like we left just before 7 o'clock in the morning and we're currently on the M6 car park. We've got as far as Stoke and it's slow. But we're gonna take you the whole route. So we're actually flying from Stansted. Combination of cost and availability basically was the easiest option. I would suggest with this sort of nonsense down here, if you're any further north than Manchester, I'd probably suggest going to Edinburgh, to be quite honest. But we're going to take it all the way from leaving Manchester to Stansted. We're flying to Karlsruhe, Baden-Baden, which we're told is the best airport to go to, although Basel is also an option. And when we get to Germany, we've got a couple of buses, a couple of trains to get, and we're staying in a town just out. We're not staying in Rust itself, we're staying in the next town, just only a couple of miles away, tonight, and we'll be going Europa Park tomorrow. So like I say, I'm doing not very much at the moment. I've moved about 100 yards in about 10 minutes. So we'll catch up with you later. We've made it to Stansted eventually, no thanks to the M6. Yeah, there was a bump on the M6. So we've actually parked in the Jet Parks, it's about 10 minutes away from the terminal. Got a really good deal on it through Groupon. Got a fair bit of money off it through Groupon. So we're here now. Yeah, looking forward to Europa Park. Like I said, we're flying with Ryanair. We're flying to Karlsruhe and Baden-Baden, and then we've got a couple of buses, a couple of trains to get. So we pick us up. We're a bit later than when we were planning. Hopefully we were going to bring you some from terminal, getting on the plane and that. One thing and another. It was a bit rushed. We were a bit late getting into the terminal and the flight was delayed. Basically we're about 2 hours behind time from what we should be. And we had a rush through Karlsruhe Baden-Baden airport, which is a really small, tiny little airport. So we were out of the airport and on a bus within about 15 minutes of landing. It was really quick getting through. There's only a few planes a day land there. So we picked up a bus outside the terminal. Thankfully, there was one actually just waiting there as we got there. Now the route we've taken is we got on a 234 bus to, and if I can remember the name of the town, it'd be great. But I can't. Oh, Rastatt. Yeah, that's it. Rastatt. Bahnhof. We've gone to. You can also get they also do the X34 bus, which is an express version of. It took about half an hour, cost €2.50, so can't knock it. We're now on one of these funky German double-decker trains, which is smooth as silk. Okay, it's running a couple of minutes late, which is unusual for Germans. But at least it's here, unlike Northern Rail. It's just one of these funky double-decker trains, really comfortable. And again, it's I think it's €16. Basically, we're getting this from Rastatt to Offenburg, and we've got change in Offenburg for Oschweier, which is the closest train station to where we're staying. So hopefully, and like I say, it's cost €16 for this. The bus was about €2.50, and just because we're running a bit late, we're going to have to get a taxi the last leg. But it's only about 3-4 miles, so I wouldn't imagine it's going to be more than about €10. So we'll leave it there for now. Okay, so we have finally arrived at our destination, our accommodation for the night. So last you seen, we were on the train. Come off that train, no problem. We actually made up the 5 minutes or so it was late, so it actually took us by surprise. Connection was there waiting when we got to Offenburg. Great, no problem, jumped on that. Got off a couple of stations down the way at Oschweier. It's quite a small place, and it was 9:30 at night, so there wasn't much about. Obviously, originally we were going to get a bus. Buses stop at about 7:30 round here. So we had to get a taxi. Now, no taxis about, but there was a pub. So it's been a long journey. We need somewhere to get a taxi from. There's beer there, and it's €3, and it's German beer, and it's awesome. So we had a beer, asked them to call us a taxi. They called us a taxi. Great, no problem. Down here, 10 minutes was about 15, 20. It was about €20, weren't it? And we're here. We're actually staying in. It's basically like an annex to a house in a basement that's been converted into a holiday home, really. So it's cool. It's got that really awesome golden eye picture on the wall over there, which is mint. Really nice little place. We'll leave a link to it in the comments. Quick recap of what we've done, and again I'll pop this in the comments of the route we've taken and the possible routes. So we obviously drove to Stansted from Manchester, parked up at the Sky Parks, which is the most confusing car park I've ever seen. But there we go. Bus to the terminal, sorted. I actually got through security in about 10 minutes, which is great, even getting pulled over for the check. Then Ryanair was 2 hours late. Joys. So yeah, we're a bit late getting here. But one thing I will say is, like I say, the terminal at Karlsruhe Baden-Baden, it's a really small airport. Anyone who's familiar with Reyes, it's like a quarter of the size of Reyes. There's probably about 10 flights a day go from there. So you're literally out. It's actually somewhere that you don't need to worry about your priority check-in with Ryanair, because it's so small that we were actually through passport control and out of the airport in about 20 minutes once we got off the plane. So it was great. Stepped out the door, and the bus we thought we'd missed was actually waiting for us, which was the 234 to Rastatt. There's also the X34 goes there. There is another option. You can get the 285 into Baden-Baden itself. Either way, it's about €2.50. Puts you, both stations, Rastatt and Baden-Baden, are a stop apart on the same train line. The only difference is Rastatt's a little bit more expensive, obviously, because it's an extra stop. Got to Rastatt, sorted our tickets, €16, so can't really sniff at that, considering they actually turn up on time. We had a little bit of a wait there, but nothing major, about half an hour. So just time to go and get a bite to eat. Got our trains. We got the train from Rastatt to Offenburg, was the first one, and then literally off the train there, over to a couple of platforms along, and our connection was actually waiting for us at Offenburg. 2 stops down the line to here, well, to Orschweier, which is the closest train station to the town we're staying in. And like I say, had we been getting the bus here, we were going to get the 113, which runs backwards and forwards between all the little towns around there all day. It's a bit like the 3280 Towers, if anyone's seen that. Just runs backwards and forwards to all the towns around there, and it's about €2.60 at first, which is really good value. So we're going to leave that here for tonight. Obviously we'll pick it up in the morning, because we will be getting that bus to Rust in the morning, and then it's a short walk from Rust to Europa Park. We'll show you a little bit more of where we're staying as well, and hopefully outside it won't be chucking it down and in the middle of a thunderstorm, thunder and lightning storm tomorrow. So we'll leave that there for tonight. Hey again, guys. So I said as part of the travel vlog, I'd give you just a very quick tour of the place we're staying. As you can see, like I said, it's like a basement annex on a house. Basically, it's been turned into a holiday flat, holiday sort of accommodation. It's quite small, but it does a job. So we've got the main bedroom here, with a double in it. Cool golden eye poster. We've got the bathroom there. Again, small but really nice. Everything in here has done really well. And we've got the sort of lounge dining room come second bedroom. As you see, they've got a microwave and a fridge, which has served us very nicely for that lot. And just a quick recap, I said about buses getting to Europa Park. I didn't actually get a chance to film on the way there. So, as I said, it was going to be about a 5-minute bus journey, and it was. So it was about €2. It was €2.60. 5 minutes on the bus, and then about a 5-minute walk. Basically, once you get into Rust, if you get in a bus into Rust itself, Europa Park is in Rust. It's not like 2 miles out like what Towers would be to Alton. It's in Rust. It's like a 5-minute walk. Basically, if you follow the crowds, you can't go too far wrong. Plus, you can see Silver Star for miles. So, yeah, you can't go wrong. So I'm going to wrap that one up there. I hope this travel vlog's been informative for you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the main vlog of our visit. Thanks for watching. See you again.